Okay. All right, we're back. What's up, Southern Alberta Hoops Hub? This is Cam, the Big Easy Penner, and this is the CMDL podcast. Okay, we're called the panel. We've got Kendall, the commish Weens.
Hey,
Say hi. Let's
what's
go.
up, guys?
The man who rigs the league every year. Then we've got Carter, DL Hendricks. DL stands for defensive liability. Okay.
You suck, dude. You couldn't guard me last week. I want to hear about it, bro.
Yeah. And then we have a special guest joining us tonight, Kendall. Who's this guest?
Yeah, awesome. First time on the panel here. Had a big week this week. We got 22 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. So good showing. 4 for 8 from 3. Actually, because he played in the first game, he is technically the first person to earn the sniper badge in the
Wow.
CMDL. So that's big.
Let's go.
Two-time league champion. Only 2 people in the league to have done that, and one of those was as a GM. So my boy JC, Justin Conrad, welcome to the panel.
Thank you.
Justin.
It's good to be here. Long time listener. Excited to be here.
Right on.
We
Right.
can call him Justin Casual 20 Conrad.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Because I watched that whole game. I'm like, I don't know. Is Justin doing anything? And then he had 22 points somehow.
Quiet.
I'm with a passing cam.
Awesome. Love it. Love the DL for Carter. I think that's solid. I think
That's terrible. That's terrible. It's awful.
All righty. Let's get into it, guys. We got a couple things to chat about today. Obviously, nice to see a lot of the guys, a lot of the new guys this last week. A couple more new ones coming here on Sunday, and obviously the draft coming up Sunday after probably partway through that third game. We're gonna get into that draft with the GMs, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's start off week 1. Standouts. Who stood out to you guys? Who impressed you from our first preseason combine?
I'll go first. How about Josh Flippin Crawford? That guy was hitting everything. I'm pretty sure his stat line was like 14 for 18 or something from the field. Something ridiculous like that. He was hitting step back, spin, midi, fadeaways, pull-ups off of at the 3-ball line. Like, it was ridiculous. I was on his team. I witnessed the whole thing. That dude's coming for revenge this season, and I love it.
He did foul out though.
How
many fouls?
Draft. Don't worry about that.
Yeah,
we're going 6 fouls to foul out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's good still.
So he was good.
I like Justin. He's right on the money. He knows the foul count too, bro. I love it.
Chill, Justin. Chill.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure.
Tracking PER and everything.
Fact check Cam.
Yeah.
Fact check Cam. This guy's crazy. Fact check him, bro.
I didn't say anything about turnovers. I'm pretty sure Josh had like 33, 14 rebounds, and like 11 assists or something. He had a great game all around, distributing, scoring, hitting all his
I got
shots.
it here. So we got 31 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists.
8 assists. Okay, that's still pretty good.
Sorry, no, I mixed those up. Why does that line up? No, yeah, that's
right.
14 rebounds, 8 assists, 14 for 22. It looks like.
Oh, that's good.
That's very efficient.
Little less percentages than I thought, but still awesome. He came out looking like a top 2 pick in the draft, I think, for sure.
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear Barry and him looking like the top 2. Obviously Josh showed more in that preseason game. But Barry, we know what Barry can do, right? And
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Carter, how about you? Who stood out to you, man?
Well, on the top of my board, it has Josh Crawford. I played against him. Yeah, like just hit everything. And it wasn't very much fun to play against that. I didn't enjoy it at all. But yeah, obviously a great performance from him. But then I had Patty Larson. Just 17 rebounds stuck out to me pretty well. Like that's monstrous numbers. He could average above 15 this year. I truly believe that, which could be awesome stats. Love playing with Pat. So he could just be a great pickup in that second round kind of area. That's kind of where he's projected right now. So shout out Patty. And the last one's more of like kind of a sleeper one that I kind of saw was actually Joey Giesbrecht. 10, 5, and 5, very efficient, and just kind of like that utility guy that you might want on your team if that's the way he's going to play. And so just someone to look out for in the draft from your GMs. And yeah, I've played with him before. I like the way he plays. I like his style. So just someone to look out for sure. Those are my standouts for this week. So
Right
yeah.
on. Yeah, Joey's a good one. Joey, he's got some pipes, man. That guy's
Yeah.
he's gonna be a real solid guard. There's a few moments where he was matched up with Nick, and like I mean that's a foot height difference, and it didn't seem like that much of a mismatch. Joey was able to handle it, so
Hmm.
yeah,
Love to see it.
Really solid pickup.
Yeah.
Love to
And
see
one
that
more.
day. Go,
Sorry,
you
I got
go.
one more. Garrett Chittle. I played with him, and I like his ability down low to work and like he actually has post moves. He can make a move on you. He can put it in the basket. He works hard. And actually has a little bit of a three ball too. You can't leave him wide
Yeah.
open. So that's an interesting little player you got there. I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't have him projected anywhere, but someone to look out for as well. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he looked nice.
True that. Yeah, he looked great.
And didn't again waste a ton of shots. Like he was pretty efficient with his
Very
stuff.
yeah. I enjoyed playing with him a lot. He's a good player to play with. So
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Justin, how about you?
Yeah, guys that stood out to me, I like a lot of the young guys. You look at like Tristan and Case and playing on the same team, both dropping 30 or more. You know, Tristan 30 points, 16 rebounds. Like it's a massive game on 52% shooting. Both of them shot, 44%, 63% from three each. Like they're just gunslingers out there, just absolutely heaving them up there. When Kendall's missing, they'll make them for him, right? And that's how they can win those games. So those are the guys that if you're going to draft Kendall Jackson, you got to draft those guys and make up the team's shooting percentage a little bit. And another guy is the other Justin Surface. He 25 points. It felt quiet in the moment, but 71% shooting, just super efficient shooting. And I'm curious to see how that is going forward with him. Is he seems like a guy who's always really efficient, so we'll see how that averages out to be. And my last one, of course, is Cam. Of course, big game, 14% from three after hoping to be 27%. So I'm really hoping to see a little bit more out of him in the season. So good work, Cam.
Only up from here. Only up from here, Casual 20. I got it.
Yeah.
It's getting hot. It's going to be up. I'm going 14% first pre-draft, and next
let's
week
go, Justin.
I'm hitting 18%.
Start at the bottom, and work your way up.
Just jack that stuff up, That's what it's all about.
See, I was gonna start if I was introing tonight. I was gonna start by asking both you and Carter and Cam what your percentages were from three, and if you knew, because thankfully Justin pointed that out. But
hold on, before we get any further here, I'm pretty sure I shot a better field goal percentage than Kendall did.
Hey, not from three, man. From three, I beat you.
Oh, but overall though, that's
I didn't look
that's
overall.
big too. Overall, that's pretty big. That's important.
I didn't look.
Thank
at
you,
overall.
Carter. Overall. Yeah.
Okay, you go confirm that. You go confirm that while you're doing that. Cam 1 for 7 from three. Okay. 2 for 11 from three. And I went 2 for 8. And I mean, 25%, not good. I didn't enjoy it. I might have to change my goals. That goal setting. Shooting a lot of threes is great when we didn't have stats. Now that we have stats, like I get way too self-conscious, so I don't think I'm shooting threes anymore. I'll go back to my 2 threes a game, and I'm playing it.
Welcome to the volume shooter life, Kendall. Let's go. We just put them up. That's all you got to do.
He's messing with the league to make them leave him open, man. He's saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna shoot threes. I'm not gonna shoot threes to leave him open."
Okay.
Man. That's how it's gonna go.
Oh, and Justin made a good point about Tristan. Any GMs out there, you're looking to draft Tristan, you have to tell him to shoot. Pre-draft, he's putting them up willy-nilly. But come the season, you got to implore him to take more shots because he hits them efficiently. So you got to tell him, take those shots.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Those young guys are
building
solid.
Off Tristan. Obviously playing with those two guys. It's funny when you're the commission, you build the teams and
then you win by 40. Wow.
On paper, who is supposed to be your worst player scores the most points of anyone on the night, right? Casey Workman just going off for 31. So, I mean, I was wondering, I'm like halftime, like we should not be winning this bad. And then when you think of it that way, it's like, oh, that makes sense. You got 31 out of someone that you didn't expect to get 31. Now
Yeah.
Casey does that. He can shoot the 3 ball and then he gets out in transition. So 26 shots is a lot of shots to take. But when you're hitting like that, you can't really say much. So
Gotta go for it.
You,
Yeah.
you need that scoring later in the draft, and I think his draft stock went up.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
There. Yeah. Tristan, only downside, he's a volleyball guy, and potentially missing the last kind of 2-3 weeks for volleyball. So he's pretty high risk. I would have said I'd take him in the 3rd round if I was a GM this year, but with him missing for volleyball, it's a little tricky. You also kind of have to take him in the 3rd round though, so you get a good sub to replace him, right? So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what goes down. I could see Marriott maybe picking him up late in the 3rd there.
Yeah. Any new guy? What did you guys think of Tim Whitehead?
I'm getting same vibes to Bob last season.
Yeah. 100%.
Just gonna come and kind of chill. But when he wants to, he takes over, right? That's what I'm thinking. Doesn't have quite obviously the size that Bob has, and so Bob can make up for maybe some of the speed there with his size, but you can tell that he knows the game. If you pair him with one or two scores, it's going to be fun to watch.
Agreed.
Yeah, like I had the opportunity to play with Tim, and first half, I think he might have taken 4 shots and had like maybe 6 turnovers. And I was like, bro, like I honestly like this guy looks like he knows how to play the game. Like, what's going on? Like he's throwing behind the back passes, throwing it off people's legs. I'm like, man, what's going on? And then all of a sudden he pops out in the second half and just bangs like 5 threes. And I'm like, okay, well, this guy definitely knows how to play. And then he turns it up. And so those guys like that, who like maybe ex-uni players, they just kind of feel it out and kind of find their role with the squad. So it was nice to watch. It was nice to play with. So good player, solid player. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see him going to Cam, I think, in that 2nd round. You pair him with a couple nice ballers and it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Tim and I would probably run the league. I don't know. Probably just win
14%
every game by 20.
What was
Yeah,
that, Justin?
if I shoot 15%, Tim shoots 30% from 3. We're looking good.
What do you consider a good 3-point percentage, Cam? I'm just curious. Like if you were like
In like a
shooting
Southern
well, what is
Alberta
that?
men's league, a good 3-point percentage is like 30%, I think. I don't know. How many guys shoot 40% from 3 in this league? Probably not very many.
Yeah.
This guy does.
In one
Justin,
game.
Justin
Hey,
does.
I'll take
Justin
it. I
does.
gotta take the wins where I got them. All right, Cam. I'm gonna ride this high until the next game.
True that. And then when you go 1 for 10, I won't
Then
say
we'll know.
anything.
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, I'd say someone who like is on my team and just has the green light, can shoot whatever they want from 3. I think they should be shooting 35 to 40%. I think anything lower than that, you don't got the green light.
I think that's crazy high.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
that's ridiculous. I think that's absolutely malarkey.
But do the numbers, right? Figure out how much a 3 is worth, how much a 2 is worth. If we can get easy 2s versus shooting 25%, 30% from 3, it's just not worth it.
What if someone who's like a shooter though is having a tough start to the season, bro? You're not going to tell them, hey, stop shooting. You don't have the green light anymore. You know, they got it. You got to give it to them. Shooters get streaky, man. Come on.
Sorry, Jackson. Kendall's taken away your green light this season.
Yeah, true. Jackson didn't shoot over 30% from 3, did he? What's his stat line?
I'm not sure.
I saw that him and Billy combined for a lot of shots, and it was quite a similar stat line to myself that last week. So
Don't take Billy's stat line too seriously. Apparently, he spent 4 hours right before the game in the sun drinking Coronas. So can't blame him for that one. You know, he's he did his best.
Jackson shot 3-pointers. Where are we looking here? 3 of 8, so 38%.
Oh,
Not
he did
bad.
good. We'll take that. We'll take that stat line.
Get him the rock.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Get him the rock. He has a green light. I mean, who's taking the green light from Jackson? Who's taking it from him? Nobody.
Just
He's
Levi.
Coaldale men's. Yeah, just Levi. He's Coaldale men's league royalty. Jackson Casco. He's royalty.
After last season's comments, if he can, if anyone, I think.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember such a comment.
Yeah, if he drafts me, Cam, we're gonna have a fun night against you guys. You're gonna have to go triangle and 2 with those 2 on Jackson, otherwise he's torching you.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to pick up a good defender somewhere. Carter's, I know. I'll just stick him in the corner, try and hide him, I guess. I don't know.
Please hide me. Please hide me. Thank you. I'm going to Mike, man. I'm going to Mike Marriott in the late third. That's the goal.
Late third.
Going
Yeah,
big.
you
Okay.
might fall that far. Yeah.
I might after last week. Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, you guys had all the guys I wanted to talk about there. You had Case and Tristan, Josh, Patty. Those were the 4 on my list to discuss. So let's move on to our SportsVisio app provider. First thoughts on it. I know Justin, you're already throwing all kinds of stats out, so I'll give the mic to you first. What are you feeling about this system?
Yeah, I love it. As a numbers guy, accountant by trade, I'm heavily invested into the numbers, just scanning every game and seeing what there is to see. I do think it is really fun. It adds a lot more to the league and being able to see like what guys are doing. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see the guys you think of as high scorers because they're taking a lot of shots and seeing who do you realize is just taking more shots than everyone else and just shooting poor percentages. It'll be fun to see that. Then also seeing like those later picks of who's shooting like that 65%, but they only take 7-8 shots a game kind of idea, and it's just being really efficient. So I think from a GM perspective, that'd be really fun in this season and future seasons when you have more data on each player. But the big thing I think with it is just making sure we keep it within like the atmosphere we want in the league, making sure we're not trying to like hold that against people, especially when you're into the regular season or into playoffs. Someone has a bad shooting night, it's got to be taken the same way as we did before, I think. So as long as it's kept fun and lighthearted here, Cam, I know I've been kind of ragging on you, but it's all a lot of fun, Jess, I swear.
Love it.
It's because you're trash, Cam.
I'm muted. I always have bad shooting nights. So it just, I make a couple, then people think I'm a shooter for some reason. I don't know where that comes from because I shoot so many. So that's okay. As a GM, maybe I just have to stay GM so no one can talk back to me on my team when I shoot 2 for 10 every night from 3. Okay, Carter?
No
talking back.
Yeah. I'll keep it quiet.
Yeah.
Keep it quiet, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep it. Oh man.
But that's a good point, Justin, too. I like the idea of keeping stats and tracking that, but yeah, I'm not gonna use it to, pick out the reason we lost or anything like that. It's just a fun way to see how you're playing, see if you can improve the next season and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think I'm curious, just like naturally, even without me pulling up the thing on the panel and saying, oh, so and so shot 1 for 20, maybe they shouldn't shoot so much, right? Even without that happening, I wonder if naturally some guys are going to look and be like, ooh, yeah, maybe I shoot too much. Maybe I can look for dimes. Maybe I can get more rebounds, right? Because like you can get on that stat sheet very easily with a little bit of hustle. So I'm curious how that adjusts the way people play. I'm also curious who are going to be the stat superstar. So like Justin, you said there's those people who are going to they get 30 points, like, oh, they're great scorers, but they're shooting 20%. Maybe they actually aren't great scorers. And we could talk about that, but let's leave that. That's maybe the more negative side on it. But from the other perspective, who's the guy that you're like, GMs are going to realize how valuable they are because we have stats?
Yeah, that's a good point too, because there's guys who do a lot on the court and play good defense and rebound and get assists and steals and blocks. But sometimes it's just, you don't always like with the eye test. It's like, oh, it's just kind of out there. But the stats, I think, will benefit those guys kind of in that middle area who don't put up a ton of points, but will show how good and valuable they actually are to their team.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good point. Yeah.
I think even for a guy like you look at Billy last week, who we know is a really solid shooter, just on an off night, put up 10 points, which is lower than his averages, but he still puts up 10 rebounds and 9 assists, almost got a triple double on. I assume he would say is a poor night for him, right? So if you're almost getting a triple double on a weaker night, that's a pretty good stat line to be going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I also look at like a guy like Aaron Shooter, who kind of like even upped his his shot attempts from like last season, but like shot 5 for 8. Like he's just a consistent guy who just is a welcome addition to any team because just he hustles. He's a strong player. He works hard in the post and puts up the right shots. And so those are guys that you kind of look out for as a GM and say, oh, I could use that on my team. And those are those elite, snaky guys that help win championships. You know what I'm saying? Not the flashy guys who shoot 8 for 22 and just chuck up shots. So, yeah.
Amen, Carter. Amen.
Yeah, that's right.
And it hurts so much more when you're the other team when a guy like Aaron is going hot. Like that Aaron can hit some shots, but he's just not going to take many. And then all of a sudden when he hits 2, 3 in a row, then it's okay. Well, now we can't play defense on the guys we thought we had to because Aaron's torching us, right? So
it's nice because it's nice because I think we reach a point in the league where there's a lot of guys who can just kind of start hitting shots and make a difference. Really, even in the later rounds of the draft, you can find players who make like Kaysen just had 33 points or whatever it was, and Fallon had big nights last year too. And there's a bunch of guys who can like affect the game in positive ways, which is sweet.
Another guy's like Matt Maines, man. That guy, so solid. I'm excited to see what he does this year. He's just a solid, sleeper guy. People sleep on that guy, but he'll pull up and hit like 7 mid ranges. It's like what? And then he expanded to the 3 too, bro. It's crazy.
He's the Southern Alberta DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. I swear, dude.
He's been in the lab, man. I swear.
That dude just hits turnaround middies like they're, I don't know.
Just a good, solid lad.
Like
solid lad. Love him. Love when I see that guy. Excited to see Nick DeLue again. Haven't seen him yet, bro. Great league culture.
He looks far more tough with a handlebar mustache. I will say that. He had 15 boards too. I hope he keeps it for the season and just like intimidates guys in the back and down. Scary stuff.
When I got to the facility, he was doing laps on the track at like a little before 4 o'clock. So
what the heck?
He's taking it to another level this season. Love to see it.
Carter, I'm not taking you anymore. I'm taking Nick DeLue.
That's fine. I'd take Nick DeLue too. Legendary man.
Awesome. While we're talking stats, I'm gonna try seeing if I can I'm gonna join with my phone and just show some of the guys who maybe haven't been using SportsVisio or haven't got on yet, and we'll show them what they're missing and what it kind of looks like. So we'll see how that works. Right.
Whoa.
There. How's that? You guys see me?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So we're going to stop that video, share screen, start broadcast. All righty. So for those who haven't been on SportsVisio, this is what it looks like. Just go ahead and download that app. You'll have your own setup. It'll tell you your horrendous shooting percentages, like 27%.
11 points, 4 for 15.
Rough one, man. Not loving that. You can see your badges as you earn badges there. And then you can go in, check out other teams, other games. So, for example, Team A here, I can take a look at overviews. So who won, little rebounding assists, that kind of thing. AI summary. It's kind of, you can tell it's AI created, but it's kind of neat. If everyone in the league actually claims their profile once the season's underway, this will get pretty neat because then it's all your names instead of numbers. So instead of saying player 16, it'll say Patty was another standout, putting up 22 points, right? So it'll be worth everyone getting in there. Player of the game. So each week, the app will decide. I want to figure out what their algorithm is. but they will decide who the player of the game, the most impactful player was. If I figure out that algorithm, I'm going to try to trick that system. Then we
Abusing the
have
system again.
what's that?
Just abusing the system again, just like you did as a GM. Now you're doing it for stats.
100%. If you're not cheating, you ain't
Ridiculous.
trying.
Oh gosh.
We got our points leaders, rebounds leaders, assists. And then if we go into stats, you can get your box score.
Quite a few people have signed up.
Yeah, there's some teams a lot more have. And then within that, we'll go Justin Conrad here. We can see his individual breakdown. You can go per game, last 5 games, all that kind of stuff. And then highlights as well. One main highlight, this will show, 10 to 15, I guess, highlights from the game. Or you can watch individual, or you can filter it by makes, misses, figure out what are you making, what are you missing, that kind of thing. We'll see if we can get a 3 from Justin on there.
Oh yeah, cash.
And he's hyped, right?
The silent assassin.
Pretty neat. Flip sideways, you can obviously get a little bit bigger screen. Probably should have done that earlier. You can just scroll down to see a whole bunch of them quickly. If you want to watch a bunch, when you click this first one, the first time you click it, it'll ask you for, do you want to generate all of the highlights or just one? Generate all of them. It takes a minute or 2, and then you can watch highlights super quick. So pretty crazy, pretty cool to have. Guys, is there anything that you've run into that are worth me showing real quick here so the guys see it?
I don't think so. It's all working pretty well. It'll be a little different once the season starts, right? We can follow the Southern Alberta Hoops Hub and the is the CMDL going to be on there too?
Okay, so how it works, you'll go into Explore Leagues, and you'll search for Southern Alberta Hoops Hub, and you'll join that. And then in there, we'll have our Fall 2024 CMDL. It does already have kind of ready to go. We just don't have our teams entered in there. We have rankings, so you'll be able to see top 20 points per game, top 20 rebounds and such, as well as I think total points, total rebounds. So that person who's there every day, obviously going to be more likely to get those kind of, I don't know if awards is the right word, but merit. And then we also have our schedule will be on here. So you can already see when teams will be playing. Should click
awesome.
Newest. Yeah. So
that is so good.
Lots. This will be the thing that people use to look at the schedule, to look at the standings. That'll be here, and it'll be less on the website at that point.
Nice. I think this is going to work out really well.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna pull out of there. Stop.
So, full timers, if you haven't signed up yet, go sign up. Go get the app. And we can get everyone on there.
I just checked the stats, man. I got as many rebounds as you last week. 7. I'm 5'6", buddy. 5'6".
5'5.5", maybe.
Yeah, and I still got the same amount of rebounds as you.
Listen, Kay, I'm a GM. I'm just watching guys out there in the pre-draft games, scouting out, looking, finding the talent. And Josh was hitting buckets and rebounding everything. So I could just sit back in the corner and hang out.
Whatever,
the goal of a GM is to draft a team where I don't have to do anything. So that's what I'm gonna do. You can get all the rebounds and just kick it out to me, and I'll shoot 2 for 10 from 3. So
Cam, you're a good shooter. Stop being so hard on yourself.
I'll give you a team plan already, though, Cam. You don't need to worry about who you're drafting. You just need some height to get those rebounds for you.
Exactly. I'm just going to take best available that falls to me.
Holy crap.
Awesome.
Hopefully Kendall's not there at 8. I don't want to take him, but I also don't want to give him to someone else, So
Facts.
Playing with you over the summer, I've got a lot more respect for you, man.
Thank you. Well, that's good to hear.
No,
I
I
figured
think
you'd lose respect.
Double side
Uh,
comment right there.
Yeah, that
I
was
think it's just
crazy.
the number of shots and the quality of the shot choice sometimes has been in question. But when I was actually playing with you, I did feel that was actually a lot better than I thought it was. So if you draft me at 8, I'm okay with that. If you wait until 11 or whatever that pick is, I'm happy with that. I'd be great with that.
Well, thanks, Kendall. I appreciate that. I'm a smart basketball player. I just do everything at like 1/3 the speed, 2/3 the speed of everyone else.
Oh man.
When I was watching the last panel chat, I felt like I was loving on you too much though, Cam. I felt like I was being a little too nice to you, and then now here I am
Yeah, you
doing it
were.
again.
It was
So
weird. I didn't like it.
I know I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know why I'm being so nice to you for some reason, but whatever.
He's just trying to sweet talk his way onto the winning team this year, and I don't know. I don't know. I'll try and draft you. I'll talk Jackson out of taking you.
That's fair. No, Jackson's taking me.
If you're still up though, Kendall, you could go number 1.
Yeah,
Josh
you could.
It's
Not too
Kloss has been
concerned
having
about
second
that.
thoughts about Bari, and he wants to take you. He told me so. And
He
Braden,
saw.
nobody knows what Braden's up to. You could go 2 to Braden. Who
This is
knows?
true. No, Klaus saw how much fun and how many shots Barch got up last season playing with Bob and I. So he's going to draft Bob and I at 1 and 5. So then he can just take a million shots.
Claws, man.
Hits 5 or 6 banked threes a game. Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's move on to that draft talk a little bit. Again, we're not going to show specifics at this point. No one will know the kind of changes that have been made at this point. Justin, you've won as a GM. You've also been last place as a GM, so you've seen both perspectives.
Yeah, the highs are high and the lows are low. Let me tell you.
Yeah, talk about give some pointers to our new GMs. Let's go that route. What do you got for the new GMs?
Yeah, well, what I found was the make or break. A lot of times, if you're looking for that easy steal, a lot of times it's in the rookies. I found the first season when I won, I picked up Sean because no one knew him in the end of the 3rd round, last pick in the 3rd. So that was pretty insane that I got him so late. Now he's pretty much a unanimous top 2 rounder. Obviously, never mind getting almost into the 4th round. And same with Tyron back then. I picked up in the 3rd round, I think, as well. So second season didn't quite work out. Went with the same strategy, just didn't quite pan out with the rookies as quite the same level of steals that I was hoping for. But I always found that getting rookies, because people tend to pick who they know, not guys they've seen in 1 or 2 games. And then you have those couple exhibition games to kind of work out the kinks now as well and get that chemistry rolling. But a lot of times it's just that by the end of the season, by the time you get to playoffs, you're going to be fine working together. So taking that early talent and kind of making that risk on what rookies are worth going for is probably the play. And then the other side of it is I find the rounds 3 to 5 range is what really makes or breaks your team. Those first 2 rounds usually are pretty evident who people are going to pick. You know, as a GM from talking to people, what it's going to fall out to be. And then it's just where can you get those steals? Those guys who are virtually as good as a 3rd rounder who are still around in the 5th round, because that pool of players tends to be not a huge difference in ability at that point. It really comes down to what works around the top couple of guys that you picked. And of course, if you just want to be like Kendall, just fleece everyone in trades, absolutely ruin the entire market for trades and make everyone just miserable. So that's probably the best option I have often. Yeah.
Yeah, hate to say it, but I did that to all the GMs this year. Fleeced them. I'm pretty sure I have the worst GM score, honestly. So, not good for me. But that point you make about rookies is honestly important because Kendall did it that year he won with. He took, I think Greeno and Scott were both rookies. Justin was a rookie, and he got Logan as a rookie in the 5th round or something. So I'm like, and then the year after he took Barch and Bob, who both probably could have gone higher that year as well. So looking for rookies in good spots is the way to go. So the GMs hopefully have been paying attention and they can get some talent there.
I love that you brought up my previous draft history for me. So
Yeah, that sucked, man. That sucked. I
Yeah,
didn't
let's
like
move to
that.
Logan pick again.
That sucked. I didn't want to
I'm
reminder.
still mad about it. I don't like thinking about it. It's just in my head all the time, and I don't know.
all the time. I love it.
Just
Yeah,
Link's
all the
ranked
time.
3.
Awesome. I love the thoughts there, Justin. I'd say pretty dead on. And especially that
Yeah.
third to fifth being your deciding factors, right? Like you said, first and second, pretty set in stone. Although last year was first and second rounds were crazy. That draft was wild. But you make or break your team with that kind of third through fifth round. Although on the other side, I just sometimes skip the third to fifth. I would just go per second and then fifth, sixth. So you can go either ways, but it's those role guys that are so important. I got fortunate this last season to get yourself, Lane and Dylan in that kind of fifth round. And we got the championship shirt to prove it, right? So
I got a couple of these
Yeah.
laying around the house now. So GMs, if you want one, I hand them out usually on an annual basis. So
I last season I'm kind of switching up my strategy. Last season I had a ton of picks between two picks in the second, and then I didn't really have any later picks in the sixth. I kind of stuck through those middle rounds. But this season, little Easter egg, I've got like some top picks and I've got some bottom picks. So I'm excited to see how that works out. I'm kind of avoiding that middle range of guys, but just kind of ended up how it ended up working out for me.
cool.
Yeah.
Carter, we got about 2.5 minutes left before our free trial ends. So we heard a ton from you. What do you want to talk about?
I got a little bit more written down here.
Let's go.
I had a question, but I honestly wanted to know, like, if we're gonna go between Bari and Josh at number one, like, who do you guys go with? Who would you take right now? Can I ask that question, or is that too bold? I want to know.
I'll talk on that.
Good.
No, I'm not saying who is the better player. I'm saying who I think I would complement better, and so I would pick Josh number one. I'll make this clear. Next time I'm a GM, I'm going to do what I can to get Josh on my team. I think I can get Josh 40 plus a night, just with how he plays, how he slashes, and I'm fine with getting 2-3 points if he's going 40. Bari has the ball in his hands a lot more. And so, obviously, as a kind of point center, I like bringing it up once in a while. I like trying to run the point a little bit. So not that we couldn't play together, I just don't think we would complement each other quite as well as a true, just straight scorer like Josh.
Yeah, very interesting.
I like what Bari brings on the defensive end too. Like he had 14 steals in the game last year and just rips the ball out of guys' hands. So he also brings that defensive energy. It's tough. I don't know who I'd pick. I don't know who.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd probably trade for the second pick and then just go with whoever's left and just be happy with.
Take the
There's a
logical way
GM.
out. Let's
Yeah.
go. Yes, with the logical answer.
Yeah, if
That's
I had to
right.
pick though, I'm probably with Kendall. I think I haven't actually played with Bari, where I have played with Josh and just other runs. So I'd probably pick Josh because I find I play well with him. Plus, I think for me, I'm just gonna try all season for that alley-oop pass. You know what I mean? That's gonna be my goal if I'm on his team, is just lobbing one off the glass to him. So just so I can feel like I was a part of something athletic for once in my life. You know, I'm slow, I can't jump, so that's the closest I'm gonna get. So
Awesome.
Amen, brother.
All right.
Amen.
We are like 5 seconds out, so I'm gonna let the